Hey everyone, it's Rachel and I'm here again with another process video. Now, I'm sorry, it's a little glary right now because I've got my plastic bags out and there's birds outside. She's calling to them, luring them to their death. Okay, we seem to be done with that portion of the morning. As I was saying, I'm sorry about the glare. I still have my plastic around my Felicity Jane kits. I am still, as I've been for the past couple weeks, working on the Summer Scrappy Challenge over on the Facebook channel Surf. The chance to win prizes, oh, so we're going to come look at me now. The chance to win prizes is over, but you can, of course, come and still post. If you decide to do one of the challenges, go over to the Crafty Channel Surf Facebook page and, why do you come over and eat stuff? This is completely awful. I'm so sorry, guys. Go over and post what you did if you decide to join in with the challenge. So this particular challenge is all about using branding strips. And you have to use at least 6 branding strips. And so I've pulled out all of my Felicity Jane because the majority of them go together and also because their branding strips are awesome. So I've got Caroline and Emmeline and Summer, and I think there's also some Felicity, because if I have a branding strip and I still like it, and it's even if it's a kit I've killed, I move it on to the next kit that I started with. So I've got some Felicity branding strips. I don't have any more Felicity paper. I destroyed that kit. Oh my gosh, dude, really? Yeah, playing with branding strips in my house doesn't work real well. Or scrapbooking with branding strips in my house doesn't work well because somebody loves paper. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of her and put you on fast forward, and we'll go ahead and get started and see what happens. I've got a couple of embellishments. Like, I usually just buy, I don't subscribe to Felicity Jane because it comes with a stamp set, and I don't use the stamp sets enough that I am willing to pay for them every single month. So I just buy the additional paper packs when she throws, she usually throws a sale up every couple of months or so, and they're only like $6 or $7 for the paper kits. And you get like 6 or 7 pieces of paper, so it's not bad. So, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward before Ms. Xanthe destroys everything on my desk. I'm going to go ahead and find something to distract her. Alright, folks, I'll be back in a second.
Okay, folks, so I finally got rid of Xanthe, and now I am speeding through this. Now, I'm doing this voiceover portion far later than I did the introduction, so this most likely won't be going up until mid-September. So if I said anything in August, because that was taped back in late July, so if I say anything different from what I said in the introduction, please understand it's been almost 2 months since that time period. So I'm going through, and as I mentioned in the introduction, I have several paper packs of the monthly paper packs from Felicity Jane, and I'm just going through and picking what I think will work, what will go color-wise, what will go design-wise to use these branding strips. So what I've done is I've picked several that are black and white and or gray and white, and then several that have all of the normal aqua, light pink, dark pink, yellow, and white colors that are usually in the Felicity Jane kits, and I'm just trying to intersperse them so you've got a little bit of colorful and a little bit of black and white, a little bit of colorful, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to be doing is a bit of paper weaving, nothing too extensively hard, just a simple weave in one corner, and I'm just, as I said, lining up these branding strips, trying to match them so the colors look nice. I'm going to end up swapping this colorful arrow piece because it has such a design weight to it to that bottom row, and then that other very colorful one, the little tiny stripes, I'm going to end up moving that one as well, also because of just where it winds up. I've chosen my background piece. This is from I want to say the summer line. I honestly do not remember off the top of my head. And it's a very basic color wash of a very light aqua with some white brush endings at the top. So it's not fully aqua, there's some white at the top of the page. So I've started my paper weaving, and it's a very, very simple, basic paper weaving of over, under, over, under. And then the next piece is under, over, under, over. So if you made a placemat in kindergarten, you can do this too. I'm using some washi tape that I have de-sticked a little bit on my clothing just to hold it down and in place. It works pretty well. It does rip the slightest bit, but I am going to jump ahead because it's basically me doing the exact same thing many, many times. Now, once I get this all situated, wow, I'm going to run lines of ATG down each of the branding strips. This was a very good idea and a very bad idea. If I had stopped after doing this one side, this would have worked perfectly, but I turned it around and added it to the 90-degree angle side, and I should not have done this, because while it worked on one side, it all stuck together on the other. So if I had done just the vertical or just the horizontal, it would have worked perfectly, but because I didn't, it got completely messed up. It works out fine. I like it in the end. No big deal. But as you can see, I've got curly witch fingers going on right now. So I'm just going to place it again where I want it. This all could have been solved by me not over gluing all of the pieces. If I just glued one side, it would have been perfect. But no, I had to try to do it all at once. I couldn't wait. I had to get it all over with at one time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and peel off all of my washi tape now, and I skip ahead from that because, once again, repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. Alright, that is all set. I am going to just bend that back the other direction because it did curl up quite a little bit, and then I'm going to fix some of the angles of that bottom one, trim off what is hanging off the page, and I am good to go. So originally I was thinking I would have this paper with the weaving portion being in the lower right hand corner, but after I glue these pieces down, of course, forgot about that part, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to stick it under my mat for a bit to flatten it out, and then when I come back, I've pulled a bunch of embellishments from the Bloom collection by Maggie Holmes, and as I said, looking at my photos, it made more sense for that paper weaving portion to be over on the left-hand side. These are photos of a coached project my nephew did with a friend of his. I'm going to back these two 3x4 photos on this black and white elongated hexagonal paper. That is, all this paper comes from a various Felicity Jane kits. And once I do that, I'm going to get my trimmer out and trim those papers up. So, since I've got all that paper background stuff going on, I do keep my embellishments on the simple side. Simple for me, which is really never that simple. Once I get those photos placed, that's pretty much where they're going to stay. I'm going to pull out the little, before Felicity Jane started making die cuts, she used to have these half sheets of stickers that you would have to fussy cut out. So that little set down on the lower right hand side, that is what they are. I would fussy cut them all out at once before I played with the kit. So I'm going to pull those out and see what will work. I pull out a couple of the word phrases and then a couple of the stickers that have some hearts on them. So not a huge amount, but a couple. I do use this black and white tag, and I'm going to layer that with a chipboard tag from the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection. And I'm just going to add a little bit of extra glue to that because, hey, it's a chipboard piece. It's obviously not actually going to stick. From this Felicity Jane chipboard stickers, I do pull out an aqua arrow, but before I actually do that, I am going to go ahead and get my photos glued down along with that notes cut apart piece that also came from a Felicity Jane kit. That's where my journaling is going to go once I finally complete that. And now I'm poking through, looking for some other bits to finish off my layout. I think I'm going to use that flare, but the size is not right, so instead I pull that camera, and that's actually from an older line by Crate Paper called Poolside. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. Once I do that, I'm going to start taking a gander at these stickers, both the flat and then these epoxy puffy ones. I am going to pull a couple of word stickers from that one, just not quite yet. Instead, I'm going to cut apart a couple of these from the Felicity Jane kit, and I'm going to put away the ones I'm not going to use just so I don't get them lost. I pull out this one that says loving this, and then just below that I have this row of ombre hearts in shades of aqua, and then up above the word notes I'm going to add that peachy pink one with the heart on it. Now I add the word amazing in the puffy sticker down below and the word today in the puffy sticker above, and then that one that says wonderful below the chipboard tag, along with the chipboard today was amazing. All right. I'm going to finish up the embellishing by adding that chipboard arrow and then a couple of wood veneer to go along with that giant camera wood veneer, just so that's not the only place I have wood veneer. After that, I am going to add a couple of enamel dots from an older Christmas line, actually, from October Afternoon. I only had a light pink and a light aqua left in it, and there were only a couple left, so I went ahead and put those on there. Once I do that, I am going to move on to my journaling, and I actually am going to end up, I got a phone call during this video and completely forgot to turn my camera back on, so you missed where the title is. So while this is going on, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Please flick me a thumbs up if you can. And while I'm journaling, I'll talk about what the story is about. My nephew and a classmate of his did a coach project. Every year they do one, and basically it's a very large grade, and they choose a period of time where something happened in the world. So in the 10th grade, it is about the Holocaust. So what they chose to do was share art and poetry that came out of that time period. So my nephew recited several famous poems that came out from that time period. The girl painted all those pictures in the back. Some were recreations, some were things she got from stories, some of the poems she read. All I did picture-wise is add the title, share the story. That story comes from a thicker pack, and then it's just the other ones are puffy stickers. Thanks again for joining me. I also added some glitter hearts from that thicker collection. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Have a great day, everyone. Bye!